We're following this developing story out of Germany. Authorities have arrested 25 people suspected of planning to overthrow the government. Reports of 130 early morning raids took place across Germany. Prosecutors say the group was inspired by deep state conspiracy theories, and they did not recognize modern-day Germany as a legitimate state. Prosecutors claim the group was plotting to violently overthrow the country's government, planning an armed attack on the German parliament building. Federal prosecutors also said they were investigating a total of 52 suspects.
And there were about 3,000 police and special forces officers that detained people believed to be associated with this group. We're hearing that raids also played out not just in Germany, but also Austria and Italy.
Joining us now for more on this is Ric Grenell. He's a former U.S. ambassador to Germany and a former director of national intelligence. Great to see you, Ric.
Hi, Ric.
Hi, guys. How are you today? Thanks for having me.
We're doing well. Wanted to get your read on this story. What are you hearing, and what do you think is actually going on here?
Well, instead of January 6th or J6, we should be calling this D7, right? December 7th. I mean, I have to tell you, I'm extremely skeptical. We're going to have to watch this closely as it unfolds. What pictures you're seeing are from videographers who were also tipped off, and all the reporters in Germany were embedded on this raid. And let's be very clear, the people who were raided were people who were in the opposition, who had voices, who didn't like the direction of the German government. Look, we should say up front, if you have illegal guns, then you should be charged with a crime. If you're doing something illegal, vandalizing, or anything illegal, you should be charged with a crime. But these individuals have been charged as terrorists, as a member of a terrorist group. And then they do this whole, we've got people who are coming for our government who are going to undermine democracy. How many times have we heard that? And so the government begins to have quick, swift, strong reactions simply because they've created and hyped up this problem that I don't believe exists to the extent that they keep hyping it. Certainly we know here in the United States, we're very skeptical that, coup talk or undermining democracy or enemies of democracy, right? All of those terms immediately make many conservatives say, okay, what are you really trying to do by hyping this problem? And I'm going to be watching this very closely in Germany because, first of all, to go in with all of the media and have it recorded, it really makes me suspicious of the government's tactics.
Yeah, it's an excellent point, because then it also makes for a splashy headline and the video that could support it here to have, reporters embedded. Speaking of the headlines, what the New York Times is saying, Ric, prosecutors are describing the group as being influenced by the ideologies of the conspiracy group QAnon and a right-wing German conspiracy group. There's, talk that they had planned to install a shadow government. So they were just arrested, yet we're knowing all this stuff already. So maybe we should be pumping the brakes, you're saying. But again, if they have the dish on this, they're going to have to show their hand if this really was an attempted coup to the extent that they're saying.
Well, here's the problem, Bianca, that I have is that, yes, they should have to show us more evidence, except all of the media were in on it. They were part of this attack. They were there live. It was a surprise. All of these reporters kept a secret. I was on Twitter today asking Melissa Eddy, who is the New York Times reporter based in Berlin, Melissa, were you tipped off about this? Did you embed? Did you know from the German government that this was going to go down? Did you save space in the New York Times because you knew that this story was coming? I am suspicious of the government and reporters working together like this. Whenever that happens, I think shame on reporters. Reporters should be skeptical. They should be always thinking that there's a plot against them or the people. And I wish that we had more skepticism in journalism today.
I did see it as a news alert, New York Times, at 4 a.m. in my inbox. So very interesting. And the time-wise, there you go, Ric. Yeah, good points.
Good to see you. Ambassador Ric Grenell. Take care.
Thanks, Ric.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the truth. No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
for real people.